Disney's classic movies were masters at humanizing characters with no human traits. And the best one for me, which definitely marked your childhood as well, was The Lion King. But have you ever imagined what it would be like if these characters were really humanized? Scar is that classic villain we love to hate in The Lion King. He's Mufasa's younger brother, king of Pride Rock, and uncle to Simba, our protagonist. But Scar is full of resentment and envy because he wants to be king in his brother's place and is willing to do anything to achieve it. He's manipulative, sarcastic, and full of iconic lines like, "Be prepared." Who doesn't remember that song, right? Even though he's skinny and less imposing than Mufasa, Scar makes up for it with his intelligence and his ability to deceive everyone, even the hyenas, whom he uses as allies to execute his dark plans. The guy literally destroys everything in his path just to feed his ego. Now, imagine all that in a human version. That's right, we're talking about an incredible illustration by the artist Masterminds Connect. In the artwork, human Scar keeps that piercing gaze, full of malice and superiority, with a stylish hairdo reminiscent of his mane in the movie. He's the kind of figure you look at and think, this guy is definitely scheming something. Seriously, you can feel the treacherous charm just by looking at him. If Scar was already a memorable villain as a lion, this human version makes you wonder, if he were a flesh and blood villain, what would his next move be? It's an artwork that leaves us with that "be prepared" feeling for anything. So, you know what time it is. Be prepared to meet the Lion King characters in their human versions, right here on Zigzag. Mufasa is the undisputed king of Pride Rock and Simba's father in The Lion King. He's the kind of leader everyone respects. Wise, strong, and full of authority, but also with a huge heart. No, not literally. His heart is probably a normal size. I mean, he's just an all-around great guy. He deeply believes in the balance of nature and the famous circle of life, teaching this to Simba in a way we'll never forget. He's also the kind of dad who, even when he scolds you, you know it's because he wants the best for you. And even after he's gone, the guy still manages to show up in the clouds to remind you of what's most important in life. Mufasa's presence is so impactful that just his voice alone gives you chills. He's the opposite of Scar. While his brother is full of tricks and jealousy, Mufasa leads with honor, courage, and an unshakable sense of duty. He's that character you root for endlessly. But, well, if you've seen the movie, you know life isn't easy. Not even for lions. Now brace yourself. Mufasa, human version. The artist brought the King of Kings into an impressive reimagining. In the artwork, human Mufasa has all the majesty you'd imagine, with a posture worthy of a king and an expression that blends strength and serenity. His voluminous hair echoes his iconic mane, and the look in his eyes? Oh, it's that look that makes you believe everything will be okay, as long as you respect the circle of life, of course. And the best part, according to the artist, there's a super special idea behind these illustrations. In an interview with the website Bored Panda, Marco said the following: "I got the idea when the world was on lockdown back in March 2020. I had spent time watching shows like Beastars on Netflix and Tailspin on Disney+, and I thought it would be cool to imagine what Scar would look like as an anthropomorphic character. When seeing the positive reactions after posting the piece to Instagram, I decided to start a series, and I drew a new character every day. The series was called Pride Lands. I imagined these characters to exist in a modern society with 21st century hobbies and occupations. I also placed them in a dramatic setting, a world that was riddled with crime and deception. But now, I want to hear from you. In these human versions, In these human versions, who do you think would win in a fight? Type hashtag Mufasa or hashtag Scar so we know your pick." Rafiki is the crazy, wise guru in The Lion King. He's that character who seems a bit strange at first, but when you pay attention, you realize he's the smartest of them all. As the spiritual advisor of the kingdom, Rafiki is always ready to give advice full of metaphors and teach life lessons that take us a while to understand, but that make perfect sense in the end. Now, hold on to this human version. Man, I don't know about you, but this version of Rafiki gives me that cool uncle vibe, who's been through a lot in life and now just wants to chill. And the most brilliant detail, his staff is there, but with a special touch, a lion cub pendant. Just like the one he drew in the movie, the expression on his face has that mix of calmness and a slight smile that says, I know something you don't know. It's Rafiki in all his essence, just made of flesh and bones. I'd love to see an animation of this version of him, just to see a fight scene in Jackie Chan movie style. But with his unique style, it would be so cool. Simba and Nala are the real deal couple in The Lion King. Simba starts the movie as a little lion full of energy, curious, and, of course, a bit stubborn. He has that adventurous spirit and wants to be just like his father, Mufasa, but he's still learning what it means to be a true leader. Nala, on the other hand, is pure strength and determination. Since she was little, she's been fearless and never hesitated to challenge Simba in their games. When they grow up, she becomes that loyal friend who never gives up on him, even when he's running away from his responsibilities. Nala is the push Simba needs to return home and face Scar. Basically, she's the ideal queen. Wise, brave, and full of love for the kingdom and for Simba. Now, imagine these two as humans. Try to think of a couple more stylish than them and fail miserably. But I'm not sure if it's Simba's colors, but he really gives off a GTA Vice City vibe, right? You know what vibe is even cooler than that? The vibe of someone who subscribes to the channel and turns on the notification bell. Teon and Pumba are the kings of good humor and the best partners Simba could have found in The Lion King. They show up right when Simba is at rock bottom and bring him the most laid-back lifestyle in the universe. You know it, Hakuna Matata. Teon, the meerkat, is the brain, or at least he thinks he is. Pumbaa, the warthog, is the muscle of the duo, but in a cute and somewhat gassy way. Together, they're the perfect balance, and they teach Simba how to relax. But they're also an essential part of the moment when he decides to return and face Scar. They're like friends who are there to cheer you up, but also give you that nudge to be better. Now, imagine Timon and Pumbaa as humans. The artist Masterminds Connect brought this duo into an incredible realistic version. The human Timon has that clever, somewhat sly look, with an expression of someone always ready to come up with a quick, sharp response, just like the spear he leans on. Meanwhile, Pumbaa appears with a bulkier look, giving off a bodyguard vibe. Shenzi is the leader of the hyena gang in The Lion King, and let me tell you, she's not playing around. She's loyal to Scar while he's in power, but don't think it's out of love or admiration. Shenzi is there because she knows it can bring advantages to her and the hyenas, who live somewhat on the fringes of the kingdom. And if there's someone who knows how to use words and make a dramatic entrance, it's this hyena. Remember her intimidating Simba and Nala in the elephant graveyard? Classic. Now, hold on to this human version of Shenzi. Her look is a mix of rebel and gang leader, with colorful clothes and details that hint at the wild world, but with an urban, guerrilla-style vibe. And her gaze? That sharp look of someone always one step ahead and ready to disarm you, with a smile full of malice. It's as if she's saying, I'm the danger, darling. Kovu and Kiara are the main couple in The Lion King 2, Simba's pride, and let me tell you, they are the definition of opposites attract. Kiara is Simba and Nala's daughter, and she starts with that adventurous vibe that her father had when he was young, but she's more curious than responsible, which drives Simba crazy as he tries to protect her from everything. Kovu, on the other hand, is the bad boy of the savannah. Raised by Zira, who is basically Scar's biggest fan, he was trained to be a revenge machine and steal Simba's throne. But deep down, Kovu is a guy with a divided heart. He wants to do what's right, but carries the weight of the past. Now, imagine these two as humans. Seriously, Kiara wearing a sweatshirt with her parents' print, and Kovu wearing the Scar print with the caption, "Be prepared," was a totally genius touch.